Carlos King might actually be right about something this time, and the fans are proving it loud and clear. The conversations about the show have moved far beyond the reunion couch. Now, they're happening everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook groups, and TikTok. And the voices are getting louder by the day. One fan tweeted, "We begged for a resolution. We asked for healing. Instead, all we got was more confusion." At this point, Ken and Trish are carrying the show, and not in a good way. Another person posted, "If Arionne is Martell's only storyline, then why is he even still on the cast? That's not reality TV anymore, that's recycled drama." And honestly, they're not wrong. People are tired. They're tired of the fake redemption arcs that never stick. They're tired of watching the same arguments dressed up as new ones. And more than anything, they're tired of being treated like they can't see through the smoke and mirrors. Viewers are smart. They know when they're being manipulated, and right now, they feel gaslit. Then there's Arionne Curry. Even though she isn't on screen, her name still dominates the storyline. The moment she got dragged back into the conversation, the whole vibe of the show shifted. At first, people thought it was juicy drama messy enough to keep the energy high. But the more it went on, the more it started to feel exhausting and unnecessary. Fans who have been around since the early days could tell the difference immediately. And let's be real, nobody wants to watch the same fight season after season. If you keep feeding people leftovers, eventually they're going to push the plate away. A YouTuber put it best when they said, "If you take Arionne out of Martell's storyline, he's got nothing left." And honestly, they weren't lying. Strip away the chaos, the flashbacks, the arguments, and what's left. Martell hasn't shown real growth as a co-parent. He hasn't launched any successful businesses. He hasn't made progress personally or professionally. Yet somehow, he's always right in the middle of the storm. It makes no sense, and fans are catching on. Meanwhile, Ken and Trish showed up and, in just 2 episodes, have managed to hijack the entire season. They've gotten more screen time than the Fletchers, the Whitlows, and maybe even Kimmy. Sure, they bring fire, but they also bring too much of it. Their drama doesn't feel natural, it feels forced, like the producers are using them as shock value to boost ratings. And then there are the cryptic social media posts that keep adding fuel to the fire. Melody posted, "Sometimes the silence speaks louder than the noise." She didn't tag the show, didn't repost any promotions, nothing. Stormy posted a story now deleted saying, "Y'all don't even know half of what we deal with behind the scenes." Destiny, who has basically ghosted her fans for months, liked a comment that said, "They should have never let it get this far." All of these little breadcrumbs have fans asking, what's really going on behind the cameras? The real shocker is what people inside the production are whispering. Allegedly, the executives are not happy. They think the show has gotten too toxic. They feel like it no longer has the heart and inspiration it once did. And because of that, rumors are flying that this could actually be the final season unless something changes drastically. Can you imagine? No final reunion with closure, no redemption arcs, no big payoff, just an abrupt, flat ending to what used to be Saturday night's favorite show. No final words from Melody, no accountability from Martell, just unfinished business. That's not the ending fans deserve. The truth is, it's not just ratings that have dropped its trust. Fans feel betrayed. They tuned in for healing, for family dynamics, for uplifting stories about Black excellence and entrepreneurship. Instead, they've been served a never-ending parade of side characters, messy fights, and behind-the-scenes beef that overshadowed everything else. One fan compared it perfectly, "It's like watching your favorite cousin go from being the strong one in the family to the messy one stirring the pot in the group chat." That hit deep. And now the biggest question is hanging in the air, is Melody done for good? Because let's be honest, without her, the whole foundation of the show crumbles. She was the balance, the one who could bring peace in the middle of chaos. She was the mix of business and drama, the one who kept things grounded. If she's really gone, maybe it is time to roll the credits. Which brings us back to Martell. What does he really have left to offer? His whole storyline is wandering around chasing Arionne's ghost and crying about missed opportunities. fans aren't buying the pity act anymore. They want accountability. They want growth. They want something new. But every time it looks like we're about to see progress, we end up right back at square one. And let's not forget about the editing this season. Viewers have noticed the strange cuts, the blurred-out scenes, and the important conversations that mysteriously disappeared. Big cast members are barely getting screen time while side stories are shoved front and center. It feels like production is pushing a certain narrative, but fans are too sharp to fall for it. If it's not authentic, they're not watching. Now here's the twist nobody expected. Rumors say that one of OWN's sister networks is working on a brand new reality series, and the star might be none other than Melody Sherry herself. That's right. Word is they're developing a solo show just for her, focusing on motherhood, entrepreneurship, and healing. No Martell. No recycled drama. Just Melody stepping into her next chapter. If that happens, let's be real, it's the end of Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Period. Because the show without Melody isn't the same. She was the glue that held it together. So what's next? Do fans stick around, hoping the show finds its footing? Or do they walk away and let it die? Right now, it feels like we're watching zombie storylines, characters who are technically still here, but dead inside when it comes to passion or direction. The numbers may not have completely tanked, but fans are restless. They're asking the hard questions. Why are the new cast members getting more screen time than the veterans we actually care about? Why is Arionne still at the center of Martell's story when we were promised a resolution years ago? Why does it feel like nothing is moving forward? Carlos King might not want to hear it, but fans are making their voices heard. Storytelling matters more than numbers, and right now the storytelling is broken. But maybe, just maybe, this is all part of a bigger plan. What if this entire season is a reset? A testing ground to figure out what works and what doesn't? Maybe the goal is to cut the fat, drop the unnecessary noise, and start fresh. Remember when people whispered about Melody possibly getting married again? Or maybe even headlining a new show? What if Huntsville was just the beginning? We might be on the edge of something bigger. With streaming platforms taking over, what if the future of the franchise isn't even on cable? Imagine full episodes premiering first on YouTube or streaming apps, with the current cast appearing as guests instead of leads. That could completely flip the reality TV industry. But for now, it's all talk and no real action. And fans aren't dumb. They see the recycled storylines. They see the exhaustion on the cast's faces. They feel the editing tricks. It's starting to look fake, and that's why ratings are dropping. Viewers are tired of the same staged arguments. They want something genuine again. Because once upon a time, Love and Marriage, Huntsville was raw. It was real. It showed messy relationships and family struggles in an unfiltered way. It had a soul. The question now is, can it get that soul back, or is it already gone for good? At the end of the day, fans are standing at a crossroads with Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Do we hold on, hoping the producers finally hear us and give us the growth, healing, and real stories we've been begging for? Or do we accept that the show we once loved has already lost its heartbeat and let it go? Because if Melody truly moves on to her own show, focusing on her healing, her children, and her business, then what's left for Huntsville? Can the others carry it? Or will the entire franchise collapse under the weight of recycled drama? Martell can't keep circling the same storyline forever. Ken and Trish can't keep carrying the show with staged conflict. And the fans, well, they're too smart to stick around for smoke and mirrors. They want truth. They want accountability. They want the realness that made this show a Saturday night favorite in the first place. But maybe this is the universe forcing a reset. Maybe the franchise needs to fall apart in order for something new and powerful to rise in its place. Maybe Melody stepping into her own light is the beginning of a new era, one that no longer depends on drama but on growth. So the question is, are we about to witness the end of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, or the birth of something even bigger? One thing's for sure, whatever happens next, it won't just be about the show. It'll be about the people, the truth, and the power of moving forward when the past refuses to let go. And trust me, when the dust settles, the reality TV world will never be the same again.